The outbreak of the war in Ukraine, the military invasion of Russian forces into Ukraine really sparked a terrible humanitarian crisis. And we saw it at that point at SPAR International. We have partners in the Ukraine, represented here today, who will speak to you shortly, the Korsak family, great people from the western part of Ukraine. Viktor Korsak and his son, Roman Korsak, and their management board, and we reached out to them and said, what can we do for you? How can we help? And we put together a fund initially to provide finance to keep the products going into the stores, then to get product to them, essential product for those displaced Ukrainians, over 4.5 million people that were leaving the country in terror. And then we moved to humanitarian aid and medical aid and scaled this. This would only have been possible thanks to the contribution of the board of SPAR International. And I want to thank Knut Hartwig Johansen, who was a member of our international board at that time and who was quick to act, as well as the other board members. And thank you also to the retailers of SPAR Norway, as the guild also contributed to this fund which made this possible. So thank you to supporting Ukraine. And I think on that note, if I can maybe invite Roman Korsak, as I said, great SPAR people, a real family business in the western part of Ukraine, who've shown absolute defiance and strength, have kept their business going, not only supported their people, but have gone from strength to strength. So give a please, a very warm welcome.
Warm welcome.
Roman Korsak.
God morgen, damer og herrer. Jeg er æret over å stå her I dag og snakke med dere om Ukraina. På vegne av vår team vil jeg gjerne uttrykke våre oppriktige gratulasjoner til hele SPAR Norge-teamet med 30 års vellykket utvikling. Vi ønsker dere velstand, kontinuerlig fremgang og fremfor alt fred I våre land. So, yeah, I continue in English. Norway is a very special country for me. It's like a second homeland. I lived here in Oslo for 2 years and finished my master's degree at the Norwegian Business School. Every day walking nearby SPAR at Torsen, which was my favorite supermarket in Norway. I traveled a lot across the country, and now from time to time I come back to Norway. I love Norwegian people, culture, nature, and spirit, so it's a big pleasure for me to talk to you today and tell our story. The war is going on in Ukraine for more than a year now, but we continue to fight for Ukrainian and European freedom, values and democracy. During these 468 days, we have gone through many challenges. At least 13 million people have fled their homes. More than 100,000 children were kidnapped and taken by force to Russia, and thousands are either killed or injured. The Ukrainian energy system is heavily damaged. Thus we have blackouts across the country. For example, during this winter our stores, DC and central office worked on power generators. The overall Ukraine's economic losses are about $600 billion. Some cities are completely destroyed, like Mariupol and Bucha, Kharkiv. Some cities are liberated, Bucha, Irpin, Izum, Kherson, and the mass burial sites with hundreds of graves are found there. And some parts of Ukraine are still occupied, Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia regions, and Crimea. And probably today you have seen the news that Russians have blown up one of the biggest hydroelectric power plant dams in Ukraine, in Nova Kakhovka. So probably there is a risk for 80 cities to be flooded and people are in danger. Yeah, But nevertheless, Ukraine continues to fight and SPAR continues to operate in Ukraine. And today we know how to be resilient, unbreakable, and would like to share this experience with you. So, our advice is regarding human resources. Every employee should be interchangeable and universal. Train women in traditionally male professions. Cooperate with your partners and competitors. Equalize salaries for everyone, even for top managers, but you have to give a sufficient minimum to all your employees. Conduct daily meetings, preferably online. In terms of operations, provide clear guidelines to your customers and to your franchise partners. Teach them tactical medicine and supply with first aid kits. Create red envelope. It's an action plan for in case of communication loss. Provide the stores with power generators. Collect cash as fast as possible and accumulate cash reserves. Relocate physical servers abroad or move to cloud servers. Regarding logistics, form fuel reserves, decentralize logistics and organize deliveries from local suppliers. Organize self-pickup from ADC and lower delivery frequency. Moving to finances and commerce. Change prices regularly on a weekly basis or even faster. Keep your markup. Don't make it lower or higher. Apply for grants, financial aid, state programs. Form a list of critical assortment and ensure its stock availability. Search for new suppliers and increase import of goods. Regarding marketing, cut the budget for ads almost to zero and cancel all price promotion. You need to be cash flow positive, but in the same time communicate with your customers and independent retailers. Provide them with guidelines, support and legal advice. Fundraise, help your communities, volunteer and talk about it. Volunteering does not like silence. And then, with some time, renew your marketing activities using your loyalty program and database as a core for this. So, moving further, from the first day of the war and every day afterwards, we feel the support from the whole big SPAR family. This work has shown us the true essence of the SPAR brand and what better together truly means. It's about integrity, empathy, and cooperation. The first help which we got from SPAR was financial aid to maintain the supply of essential products to local communities. Currently in Ukraine, 84 SPAR stores are open, which is even more than before the war, and 9 are still temporarily closed. However, we have already restored 7 stores, particularly in Kharkiv, Kyiv, and Bucha, which you can see at these pictures. What is more, during the war we have opened 12 new SPAR stores. One of them is located in the very heart of Ukraine. It welcomes customers from all around the globe at the Kyiv Central Railway Station. And such modern Eurospar we plan to open this June. It will have a trade area of around 1,000 square meters. It will have a lot of fresh food, convenient cafe zone, deli counters, etc. So, I would like to tell you a story about one of our retailers. This is Grigory. He is from Druzhba, Sumy region, which is 30 minutes from the border with Russia. He had been running a supermarket there since 2017, and when the war started, he did not close it down, but continued and delivered the supplies by himself. After half a year, he moved to Kyiv to his evacuated family, and then decided what to do there and looking for business opportunities, and decided to open a SPAR store in the liberated city of Irpin. So as a result, at March 2023, it was an anniversary of the liberation of this city, the new SPAR store was opened, a very successful one, but due to constant blackouts, it worked on power generators all the time. Those generators were donated by SPAR. Many of his employees are internally displaced persons like himself. Nevertheless, he has plans for continue his development and open more SPAR stores in the future. Please see his story.
Я не вагався, коли компанія з відомим міжнародним брендом SPAR запропонувала відкрити супермаркет та навіть підшукала приміщення у звільненому від війни.
Григорій впевнений, що партнери зі SPAR завжди підтримають та нададуть допомогу у разі потреби. Фактично, Григорій отримав готову бізнес-модель. Зараз він розпочинає своє життя на новому місці і власну справу у деокупованому українському Ірпені.
SPAR краще разом.
So now let's move to our corporate social responsibility activities. During these days, we have received 430 tons of humanitarian aid, medical and food supplies from SPAR International and SPAR organizations from around the globe. And thanks to your great support, we have implemented important volunteer projects. We set up the Center for Internally Displaced Persons in Lutsk, it's our hometown, the west of Ukraine, and more than 7,000 people have already received shelter there. We provide them with warm sleeping places and shower, water, tea, coffee, and hot meals 3 times a day, medical, legal, and psychological support. We care about our children and give them possibilities to study, play, and grow up in a friendly community. Please see the video.
Простір над нами високий хворий, простір немає, лишати стривожним любов. Це те, що сталося з кожним. Згадай всіх тих, що тебе просили, всіх тих, кому говорив до побачення, всіх, хто давав тобі радості сили, хто має для тебе вагу і значення. Згадай всіх тих, кому нині тяжко, для кого час зупинився, як серце, зробив перед виходом останню затяжку. Тобі тепер завжди носити у серцях цю лють зими, березневі ріки, цю давню потребу лишатись людиною. Ми запам'ятаємо все це навіки, нам далі жити цією країною.
Thank you. So, at our distribution center, we have collected more than 30,000 field rations for the armed forces of Ukraine. What is more, we have delivered 300 tons of humanitarian aid to the people of the most affected cities, to Kyiv, Kharkiv, Cherkasy, and Chernihiv regions. In addition, we have sent 151 tons of pet food to the largest Ukrainian animal shelters. And currently our major volunteer efforts are in the medical field. By sourcing locally and using constant medical supplies from SPAR, we collect and purposefully deliver first aid kits and tactical medical backpacks to the armed forces. And moreover, we continue to produce tourniquets, which are crucial to quickly stop massive bleeding on the battlefield. And very thankful to SPAR International for the continuous supplies of special hook and loop tape necessary for the production. And I would like to shortly demonstrate to you how it works and how to apply it. So when you have massive bleeding, you have only 20 seconds before you lose consciousness. So first, you need to put it as tight, as high as possible on your limb. Then firmly tighten the tape and using a windlass rod, do 3 or more twists until the bleeding stops. I will not do it now. Yeah, so then secure it with a strap and right time here when it was applied. Now you are safe and ready to be evacuated. So, just one more time, I want to say that this equipment tourniquet is the most important in your first aid kit. We also continue to produce immobilizing splints, evacuation slings, and soft stretchers. And our team, together with Viktor Korsak, chairman of SPAR Ukraine, and he's a PhD in medical science, constantly conduct tactical combat casualty care courses both for military and civilians. And to spread the knowledge to more people, we have also published a book on tactical medicine. And at the Korsak Museum of Ukrainian Modern Art, we keep organizing art events where participants can distract from daily problems, sublimate negative emotions, and replenish their strength. This is especially important for the children in our center. Now I would like to present you a short video story about Ukraine these days and everything that SPAR has done to bring our victory closer.
Стефанія, мамо, мамо, Стефанія, розквітає поле, а вона сивіє. Заспівай мені, мамо, колискову, хочу ще почути твоє рідне слово. Вона мене колисала, дала мені ритм і напевне соло, доля не забрати мене подала, вона напевне стала, може більше і від слова, мала ламаними дорогами прийду, я завжди до тебе, вона не розбудить, не будуть, мене сильно бурі, забере бабулі, відтулі, ніби вони кулі, дуже добре здала, мене не була обманута, як було дуже втомлена, гойдала мене так.
That was our story of how to be resilient in the modern world. Thank you for your help, and please help Ukraine more. Let's move forward together to victory. Слава Україні!